Well, good morning, afternoon, evening. First ride of the season with the 2022 SXF 350 and MXA settings. A couple questions were asked about those. So I went from the 21 to the 22. The 22 settings just came out. So I'll take you on the track on the four-wheeler since I don't have awesome film editing stuff, but I'll show you what I noticed. So I noticed that it rode a lot higher in the stroke. The front end felt like it followed the ground better. I was at 21 clicks out on compression on the forks. Felt a little choppered out here, but I didn't feel any of these bumps. And it stayed planted a little better. Like here initially it felt like I was sliding out a little bit, but with the MXA settings it seems like it stuck a little better. What I noticed here too is that it followed the ground better, and it would tend to kick a little bit on this jump, but after change the low speed compression, made a big difference. Or sorry, high speed. The whoops actually felt a lot more in control and softer. So where I was set, I was set a lot softer than the MXA settings said to be. So that means that I was riding in the middle of the stroke where the valving's harsher or more harsh. Here I noticed it stayed planted a lot better after the change. That's kind of loose sand right now, it's not very wet. What I liked about settings too is like, you can see how fluffy that sand is right here. I always have trouble in this corner doing it just right, because this is kind of a no lip jump here, and then it kind of goes uphill. But MXA, it seemed like the rear end followed or tracked a little better too. Here I was able to start going inside all these bumps here, notice that. So front end feel was better. Coming around this, I started taking the inside a little bit more. This one I just drugged the track, and this is all powdery, so I had to get a line worked in. Couldn't tell you if the settings did anything there. I would say that actually coming up there it felt like you had better traction, because flying off this thing, you felt a little bit more in control doing that. I normally don't, but I started jumping down to here. There's one of the landings. That's actually a little faster, a little easier on you. Couldn't tell you all that much over here. That's pretty sandy corners. I'll spare you. Here there's some kind of high-speed breakers, like you whack into these things, you got to be on your toes. Those were a lot smoother too, I noticed, which allowed me to be better set up to miss that. So I started hitting this line a little bit more consistently. As you can see, I was going too far out before, but then I moved into the inside after the settings, so noticed here too, like this corner kind of sucks. It's all over the place. But I was able to kind of find the smoother line on the inside. Start hitting that. I kind of like that line actually. So you can swing out here, take a little wider arc on this. This is my favorite corner. That's kind of sweet. This corner started working in good. Actually felt a lot better in this corner too. This one's kind of dry and skatey, rough. Then there's kind of a big jump you come up to. Well, not big, but big for an old guy. Anyway, yes, I would say that they're a good baseline for anybody. Felt like the front end was more planted, followed the ground better, and I would say that the rear end was more stable, like it deflected less, followed the ground. I must have had the rebound set too low, so it was like, I don't know. I got a buddy that'll have a drone, maybe follow me around with the drone and you can see my big old butt ride the track, and then AJ and Tyler can tell me where I suck, but it's a good ride. So thanks for watching, Fatso.